Hallelujah. We have won the victory. Hallelujah. Much better. All right, CME family. Hi, hello, greetings. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my page. I give the Most High all of the glory to be here today to share with you. I'm going to start a journey. And as you see, the topic is the journey to Mount Zion, which is Mount Kenya. And so it's going to be maybe one or two, maybe three part. I'm not sure, depending on the moving and the prompting of the Moan and Semi. Greetings to you. It's good to have you. I am eternally grateful. It is an honor and a privilege to be with you today to share with you this journey to Mount Kenya, Mount Zion, Mount Meru. Many are saying so many things about it, but I just want to start with a little prayer that I learned from the Agukuyu seers. Thai, Tathaya Gai Thai, Thai, Tathaya Gai Thai, Thai, Tathaya Gai Thai. That was one of the praises to the Most High, to Guy. As we know, it's also Guy is also with Masai used as the Most High also. And so I come to you in no strength of my own, no intellect of my own, no information of my own, but that which was shared with me. The journey to Mount Kenya didn't just start. It did not just start. This has been an ongoing pilgrimage for centuries. For centuries. For centuries, people have been going to Mount Kenya for prayers, for restoration, for the seers to lay hands on them in their venture and them moving forward. I'm going to put in the description box, a website that you can go to and read a little bit more about Mount Kenya. It's called yamumbi.com. Yamumbi.com. It has a lot of information about Mount Kenya, about the Gikuyu civilization and stuff like that. So it would be great for you to just go in and take a look in that website, yamumbi.com. I put it, like I said, I put it in the description box so you could go and take a look at that website. But many have not really been talking about Mount Kenya, Mount Zion, because I understand that the Most High was keeping it as keeping as a secret, that keeping it hidden for a while. We know that several movies were made around it, alluding to it, like Black Panther, and then the other movie, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. Those movies depicted some things from Mount Kenya and stuff like that. The End Games depicted some things from Mount Kenya there again. If you really take a look at a lot of the Captain Marvel series all the way back in the 50s, a lot of them came from here in Kenya. A lot of them, the inspiration came from here in Kenya, because they know who we are as a people. They know who we are. And so today, I just want to talk a little bit about the journey to Mount Kenya. And I base my information based on my experience in going to Mount Kenya, first and foremost. But before I even came to the continent, those who know me knew that my insight about Mount Kenya or Mount Zion came when I was in America, when the Most High revealed to me that Mount Kenya is Mount Zion. I had no idea. I had no um, clue that Mount Kenya was Mount Zion, just like a lot of us. I thought Mount Zion was, in that fake land and stuff like that. And I know some of our brothers and sisters would dispute everywhere our brothers and sisters went, they call Mount Zion. But there have to be a place of origin where Mount Zion is. The stability of where it actually is, the origin, the place where um, it is demarked in the scriptures, is demarked by the people. Yes, we may, like in the Bahamas, we have a place on one of the islands called Andros, called Congo Town. We know that's not the original, that's not real Congo, but there's a place called Congo Town. Why? Because the people mark where they were to resemble or to remember where they came from. In where you call it, Trinidad, there's a place called Congo also. In Barbados, there's a place called Congo also. In America, there's a place called Angola and all these different things. So what our people did was wherever they went, when they were taken away from their land, or they marked it or give a name of where they came from so they can remember where they came from. So for me, not knowing anything about Kenya, not knowing anything about Mount Zion, and being told in my ruach, in my spirit, that Mount Kenya was Mount Zion, was definitely to me an impartation by the Most High. And so, making my journey here, I asked questions to several sisters and brother that was originally from here in Kenya, and asked them if they knew anything about Mount Kenya being Mount Zion. And a lot of them did not know, you know. And then I asked another brother who does a lot of teaching too, and I asked him if he ever looked into Mount Kenya being Mount Zion, and he there tell me said he don't know, he didn't look into it. And I'm like, okay, well, Father, if this is really you, this is where you directing me. If you're showing me Mount Kenya is Mount Zion, you have to give me a little bit more information. And so, in getting a little bit more information, I'm going to take you to Isaiah chapter 2. Isaiah chapter 2. Let me get my scriptures so I can read it in your ear. I'm using the book of Yahweh. That's what I'm using. It says, Isaiah chapter 2, I'm starting at verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah, son of Amos, saw concerning Yehuda, or Judah, and Israel, or Jerusalem, I should say. It will come to pass in the last days. What are we in right now? Are we not in the last days? In the last days, that the mountain of the house of Isolele, or the mountain of the house of Tatan and Zambi, will be established in the chief of nations. Wow. In the chief of nations. And if you know the history about Kenya, you would know that there's a significance about Kenya. Even the name Kenya means nest of God, nest of God. Even if you look at it in the Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, which is Kikuyu or Congo language, it still means the same thing in terms of the nest of God. Will be established in the chief nation and will be raised above all congregation, and all nations will eventually flow to it. Watch this now. And many people will go and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Tatan and Zambi, so Nini Nanini Guy, to the house of the fathers of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his path, for the law will depart from Zion, and the word of Tatan and Zambi will depart from Jerusalem. So, in the last days, this mountain will be more known, and if you notice, the mountain is being known more. I got the blessings of um, our brother, our elder, yes, Kamita. He gave me the blessings to talk about Mount Kenya, to invite persons to Mount Kenya. We have the Mount Kenya prayer pilgrimage on the 27th of December. I know with the pandemic that is going on, many will not be able to make the pilgrimage at this time. But I would encourage you, if you're on the continent and you're able to make the pilgrimage to come and go to Mount Kenya, that's when the time when the seers will come out of their time of prayer. On the 27th of December is when they come out of their time of prayer and they do their prayer, their blessings, and all that different stuff. And we go to the mountain and we pray. But one of the things I want to talk about in terms of Mount Kenya, it says Mount Kenya is found in Kenya, which is Mount Zion is found in Kenya. But if you go to the book of Jubilees, chapter 8, either chapter 8 or chapter 9, you would see where this was the portion of the land that Noah gave to Shem. This is the portion of the land. Mount Kenya, or Mount Zion as we know it, is the mountain that waters the Nile River. Yeah, you don't want to believe that? The Nile Valley, the water from Mount Kenya goes straight to the Nile. That pure water that they get in the Nile comes from Mount Kenya. The other thing that you don't know is back in the day, the Egyptians, yes, the Egyptians made their way to Mount Kenya. That's where they came. They came to Mount Kenya back in the 15th thousand BC and 10,000 BC. That's where they came. They came and spoke. They came to Mount Kenya to pray. Mount Kenya is much older than they've aged it. I would say something to you that you may think that I've gone off of my rockers, but Mount Kenya was here before the creation of Adam and Eve. You know, they give us a creation story, and they only give us 7 days. On the first day, on the second day, on the third day. And then they turn around and tell us one day is as 1,000 years. Could you see now what they did? One day is as 1,000 years, but they told us the creation story happened in 7 days. Did it really happen in 7 days, or did it happen over a period of 7,000 years? That's a question to ponder and to think about. But I'm not here to talk about the creation story. I'm here to talk about Mount Kenya. And Mount Kenya being Mount Zion. And it is a place where many, near and far, I could give you names, Haile Selassie and Nelson Mandela and several presidents from America, the Queen of England. Many have come. I'm talking about doctors and lawyers and business owners, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Come to Mount Kenya and pray. People from the Arab tribe come to pray. Sheikhs from Dubai. These people come to Mount Kenya to pray every year. They make their way. Excuse me. They make their way to Mount Kenya, Mount Zion, to pray. This is the mountain that Moses went to. This is the mountain that Jacob, Isaac, Abraham. This is the mountain. When you think about Mount Transfiguration, tell me, and I can tell you all this, why, if Mount Kenya wasn't so important, the Mzungus, or let me put it like this, those from the British Army still got tents set up around Mount Kenya. We have seers today of Mount Kenya, Mount Zion, that are more than 100 years old are still alive. When I tell you Mount Kenya is the place where the Ark of the Covenant dwells, it is home. I'm telling you, my family, it is time for us to wake up and realize that the Most High is taking the scale from our eyes. He's opening us up to the truth of who we are as His people and calling us home. I know many are debating, why should I come to Africa? Africa is not my home. I was born in the Bahamas. I was born in Trinidad. I was born in America. I was born in the UK. I was born in Finland, Switzerland. I was born in these various places. But when you understand the power of the land where your ancestors came from, if you understand what He told Abraham He would do in bringing His children back from the four corners of the earth, if we truly understand this, we will recognize that this continent belongs to us. We would want to come home. We would want to come and experience it. We would not use the excuses that are abusers. I was listening to a sister yesterday. She shared so eloquently, making preparations to leave, and some of the things she talked about, the barriers what will cause us not to want to leave. But then she asked the question, what is the risk of you not leaving? Do we want to see another George Floyd? Do we want to see another, we forgot what's his name, who got dragged in Texas? Do we want to still see more lynching? We want to see our sisters being shot, our sisters and brothers being raped. We want to see our family members going missing for August harvesting and human trafficking. Why stay in the land of your oppressors, the colonizers? Well, you say, well, my blood lead me back to the indigenous Indians of the continent, of wherever you're living, Brazil, Argentina. My blood detects. But do you understand that your blood also shows that you're from the continent? Those indigenous persons that you met, that you're saying you're a part of, those persons was from the continent and they ventured away. They traveled. I want to encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to let's go deeper. Let's go deeper into our history. Let's go beyond the 500 years. Let's go beyond the 17th century. Let's go to the 15th, the 14th. Let's go back to the origin of life, and not the origin of life that they gave us. But let us seek ourselves the deeper things of Tatan and Zambi, Sonini Nanini. Let's seek the deeper things of the Most High in this hour. So Mount Zion is calling us home. Mount Zion is calling us back. This mountain, Mount Zion, that is here in Kenya, that they call Mount Kenya, Mount Meru. Do this research. Mount Meru. That's the Indians give that name, refer to Mount Meru, refer Mount Kenya to Mount Meru. So if you want to really say the Red Indians and stuff like that, they knew where Mount Zion was. But you say, oh, pyramids are everywhere. Because everywhere we went, we made a replica of the origin of where we came from. That's what we did. That's who we are. We carry, it's like this, right? I remember back in the day when for us in the Bahamas, when we go to America to spend time with family members and stuff, we would pack some conch and some fish and some things that are indigenous of home, benny cake and coconut tart, and we travel with it to carry to our family members that were in America. And that was the same thing our ancestors did when they left the kingdom of Congo, what you want to call it, the kingdom of Congo, because the kingdom of Congo was all of Kenya, all of Tanzania, all of Uganda, all of Democratic Republic of Kenya, Congo, and all of Angola. All of us was one. But Mount Kenya, you cannot deny that Mount Kenya is Mount Zion. Go to, once again, I put the web page on the description box, yamumbi.com, and check it out. Don't take I tell people, don't take my word. Go and research. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that Mount Kenya is not Mount Zion. It's not Mount Meru that the Indians refer to. It's not the place where the Egyptians came to pray and bring him rich. It's not the place where in Black Panther they show you the powers that lie inside that mountain. It's not in the place where the cradle of life that they showed you in Angelina's movie, the Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, where the origin of life is. They try their very best to gain access to Mount Kenya. Many have lost their lives trying to gain access to Mount Kenya. Why? Because the secret of Mount Kenya is the Ark of the Covenant. The true scrolls that are still in pictogram. Yeah. So when those fake Jews tell you they got the Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff, they lied. They lied. The scrolls are still here in Mount Zion. Our seers are still protecting the scrolls. Our seers are still has the powers that the Most High has given them. So I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to come. Make the pilgrimage. Come to Mount Kenya. Come to Mount Zion. Be empowered. Be filled. Read Isaiah chapter 2. That's Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya, that's Mount Zion. That's where they're talking to, but people coming from all over the world to pray at this mountain. Not that Wailing Wall. What other mountain? What other mountain? What other mountain you could tell me that people go to, pilgrim to, have the history that Mount Kenya has of kings, queens, presidents, sheiks, CEOs, the rich and the poor come to pray. Which mountain is named the nest of God, that his presence still abides and resides today? I'm a living testimony that mountain called me home. That's what the seer told me. I didn't come to Kenya because I choose to come to Kenya. He said, the Most High, the Spirit called me here. And it's calling all of us. It just called me. It's calling all of us. It is from that mountain. It's from that mountain, Mount Zion. A letter was sent to the American president to tell him, change the name from Negro to African American. Why African American? To identify where we came from. That once again, a demarcation of who the people of the Most High is, scattered to the four corners of the earth. Hitatan and Zambi, so Nini guy was marking his people once again, putting claim and staple to them, putting a seal upon them, letting Pharaoh know, these my people, and eventually you're going to have to let them go. You're going to have to let them go. So I pray that something that I've said has ignited something inside of you to go a little bit deeper into Mount Zion. Study it, research it, look into it. Why did Selassie I came to Mount Kenya? when it was time for him to be installed as king. He was just, he was an emperor. He was the king of the whole continent of Africa. Why was in Mount Kenya Queen Elizabeth was when she became queen? Why was Mount Kenya where Nelson Mandela came when he was getting ready to become president? Ronald Reagan, Bush. You may don't like some of these people, even further back than them. Presidents came to Kenya to pray to the same Mount Zion. Yeah, I know. Attacks may come. Attacks will come. But I stand strong on this faith that I have ancestors. I have my angels that is encamped around and about me, and that the Most High will continue to strengthen me in this journey. So I ask you, diaspora, I ask you, my brothers and sisters on the continent, go deeper. Go deeper in your studies of Mount Zion. Yes, yes, I hear many of our brothers and sisters saying, well, Mount Zion is here and Mount Zion is there. Yes, because our people marked everywhere they go to remember where they came from. Yes. So I know there's much more that I can say in terms of what has been revealed to me by the seers, what has been revealed to me since I've had my encounter with them, being prayed for by them, and being blessed by them. But I'm only going to say that which I'm led by the Spirit, as they tell me, only speak as led by the Spirit. But then the Most High knows I'm obedient to the fact that I only speak as the Most High leads me to speak any which way. Mount Kenya is Mount Zion. It is the place Isaiah chapter 2 talks about, that Tatan and Zambi's children, so Nini Nani's children, are going to be able to make the pilgrimage and come to this mountain and pray and see the manifestation. Yes, I know people go to mountains to pray. Yeah, but this mountain, let me just give you a little testimony. When I first came to Kenya and I went to the mountain to pray, I went to Mount Kenya to pray by myself. I went there at 9 in the morning. I stayed there until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And the guide that was there, he says the cloud is always over the mountain in the daytime. You don't ever see that mountain too clearly in the daytime. So I said, okay, and I stayed up there all day. And then I prayed. I said, Tatan and Zambis, you allow me to be up here all day. Please don't allow me to leave without seeing this mountain. Give me my mountain. And let me tell you all something. A cool breeze blow past, went straight up the mountain, and I saw the clouds move. And the picture you see I have up of Mount Kenya, Mount Zion, is the picture I was able to take that day when the clouds move out the way and allow me to have a clear vision of that snow-capped mountaintop. So I know from my own personal experience, Mount Kenya is Mount Zion. December 27th, I encourage you, make plans. If you have not made plans yet, if you make plans to pilgrimage to this mountain, make plans to come on this prayer walk at Mount Kenya and watch your life. And if you cannot make it for whatever reason, I would encourage you to get a compass and allow your compass to direct you in the direction where Mount Kenya is. and you pray in that direction on the 27th of December, trust you me, something will happen. I did the prayer pilgrimage. I went around the mountain and prayed. I went up to the mountain and I prayed. And I'm going to go on this prayer journey, this prayer pilgrimage on December 27th. I will testify of what Tatan and Zambi Sonini Nanini Guy is about to do in the lives of his children. Their agenda is not the Most High's agenda. So they can make their plans or what they want to do to us. But guess what? That trumps. Tatan and Zambi plan for us trumps, vetoes all other plans of what they intend for us. So I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to go deeper into Mount Kenya, Mount Zion. Take a look into it. Research it. Go and visit yamumbi.com and read about Mount Kenya, the water tabernacle that is there. What else? Mount Kenya's formation. You got several things that are there that you can go and talk and find out. Mount Kenya's spirituality and how many people made their journeys to Mount Kenya. The serenity of the mountain. I can tell you there's a peace that surpasses all understanding when you go to that mountain. I'm telling you, there's a level of revelation that is imparted into you when you go to that mountain. It is totally different. Yeah. So be much encouraged, my brothers and sisters, and have a glorious day. May Tatan and Zambi Sonini Nanini Guy make his face to shine upon you. May he lift up his countenance unto you. May he be gracious unto you, and may he grant you peace. And as the Agakuyu seer says, Thai, the Thaya guy, Thai. Thai, the Thaya guy, Thai. Thai, the Thaya guy, Thai.